How to summarize a war. Any war. The feints, the thrusts, the endless positional maneuvers of attack and counterattack, furious defense and blistering advance. The general in me almost finds it abhorrent to reduce all these tactics, the strategy, into almost nothing. But the historian in me knows otherwise, and my superiors force me to it. So how to summarize a war? I do not know, but I will try. We struck first. That much is clear. It was some petty dispute, some minor inconvenience. They were a fresh face to the galactic community, only having just established their membership to the rest of the galaxy. We were ancient, part of the Hallowed Third founding. We were part of the Triumvirate, friends and allies with your spacious governments of Tyrol, and the Church of the Holy Magnitude. Together with us, the United, we were the three major powers in the universe. There were no fleets our equal, no enemy that we could not best, no mind that was our match. We three blazed a path through the endless hives of the pestilence. We fought back the invasion of the Inner Rim Collective. We fought for your rights in battle, time and time again. Some would rather forget the reason for the war began, rather feign ignorance than admit stupidity. I will tell you, it was over nothing. We asked them for supplies, they gave all that was reasonable. We asked for more, they refused. Angry and prideful, we took what we could snatch. Resentful and spiteful, when we were convinced they were holding back, we punished them. That was a mistake. It was a mistake to destroy their civilian fleet, resting in orbit. It was a mistake to incinerate their surface, driving the populace into the nooks and crannies of the world that had given them birth. It was a mistake to gloat, to call all their leaders together and force them to burn the flag, the symbol of their united endeavour as a species towards the stars, and then kneel as they signed a peace treaty to a war they hadn't started. That day, we stole their dignity. Victors then, there was no way we could foresee what was to come. It began quietly. Their leaders played their role, stowing away their broken pride and played the fool. They amused us with their bickering and their willingness to play the servant, apologizing for our mistake and pretending to pander to our every whim. It was not long until the cracks in their facade began to appear. A week after the incineration of Sol 3, an outer boundary mining planet under human control stops producing steel. 2 weeks after the glassing of Earth's surface, an orbital shipyard in the outer boundaries of the human solar system refuses entry for a Kill Shaikh military transport, citing full capacity. 3 weeks after what we will soon after be called Destruction Day, picket vessels of the Watchful Order report an increase on interstellar traffic inside the human solar system, citing such large numbers we dismiss it out of disbelief. We had a month to pick up on the build-up, the mobilization of trillions of willing soldiers, the construction of a fleet so large that you could not spot the stars through the ships. 1 month before the entirety of the human race declared honestly and openly their intent for war. It was to be a war like no other. We dragged the lesser races in, kicking and screaming, to their own doom. They threw themselves into the cauldron of war that had become the human front, more terrified of the Triumvirate at the back than the human guns at the front. The first Triumvirate Protectorate fell within a week. Within 31 days, a full 10 species had been forced to make peace at gunpoint by their human conquerors. Infuriated by what they saw as their weaker subordinates, the Church of the Holy Magnitude called a crusade to crush the inferior human fleets and to show the lesser races just how it was done. It was 6 months into the crusade that it was evident that the Holy Magnitude was tackling with a beast far beyond its capabilities. Still, they struggled on, not willing to risk their position in the Triumvirate. It was 9 months before the Origin Cathedral on their most sacred planet was captured, and it took a year for them to plead for aid. Tyrol had been occupied. Problems within its own borders threatened the security of the Triumvirate, and it claimed it could do nothing until it had re-established control. It would only be later that these very same dissidents would be revealed to be firing Terran munitions, armed with Earth guns, and flying in ships produced by Terra Nova shipyards. Baked in the juices of dissent that the government of Tyrol had planted so long ago, the very populace they had sought so hard to control finally spiraled beyond their means. The systems under their control were all at once revealed to be in the grip of a massive, anarchic civil war as the differences between the forces under their command finally came undone. The Triumvirate was no more, as the representative for Tyrol was forced to come home to answer for crimes against the state. The bishop for the Holy Church had thrown himself against the crucible of war and had been found wanting. His worship, the Inviolable, crashing against the steel wall of human lances and cannon batteries. Only we were left to answer for crimes that were committed not so long ago. No matter, we were convinced that we were ready. Armed for war and eager to prove our superiority, we surged to action. Their ships, produced by the millions, were like cannon fodder for our deadly line cruisers, their empty husks left burning and lifeless in the void of space. Their ground forces were annihilated, defense after desperate defense, by the unstoppable advance of united infantry. First, an hour of a success, then a day. It was then that the secret to the human stratagem was revealed. Even after 100 victories, fresh human fleets roared to action from the Terran Reserve, undaunted, if not inspired, by the sacrifice of their comrades. Millions of human conscripts died in the muck and mire of united territory, only to be replaced by another willing soldier. Even as we struggled against exhaustion, fresh humans fought onwards. Even as our guns clicked empty and our cannons warped under the heat of constant firing, fresh human cruisers moved to the attack. The advance stalled. The attack became a defense, and soon, all too soon, the bright successes of the first day were swallowed by the night. Casualty numbers that belied belief. Resources that would have fed our entire arm of the galaxy twice over were thrown onto the meat grinder. The tale of the First Galactic War is one of suffering on a scale that is personally impossible to comprehend. A human general said it best, that all the sand on all the beaches in all the universe would still not account for all the sentient lives that had been lost. Desperate to find the source of unending human production, High Command sent agents deep into human space. What they uncovered was remarkable. Even as they had introduced themselves, they already had a reputation as miners. Natural resources. These the humans had in abundance. All they needed was the technology to reach these resources, and these we gladly supplied. Our greed to exploit these new traders and miners was only matched by their ambition. Oh, and what that ambition has produced. Entire planets have been hollowed out, little more than floating factories and hab blocks. Rock and dirt had made way for steel walls and metal girders. Underground factory and living complexes that wove its way underneath the surface, exploiting the core of stars to fuel the industry of man. Hollowed out moon factories, floating asteroid bases, and planets with tapped-in cores, once used to fuel the climb of the flourishing Terran dollar in the interstellar economy, was now the lifeblood of their all-encompassing war effort. It seems even the flesh of stars are not safe in the spirit of human endeavor. We had torched the surface of their home world, but we would have been better served cracking every planet under their control instead. Due to our incompetence, a full fifth of the galaxy that was once under triumvirate control now lies under human hands in the space of a war that has only taken 2 years. The rest of the galaxy burns in their wake, and we will be the last ones of the old order to watch the fires rage. It is to my understanding that picket line A2 has been breached. I have been told to tell you to lift all arms in defense of the home system. All men, women and adolescents capable of holding and operating small arms are required to report to their nearest drill station and prepare for planetary invasion. The humans are coming.